Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Johnny, and for today's Too Many Games month-long... Yeah, you guys waited for this for a long time. I brought my uncle with me. So,
hey, everybody.
Hey, what's going on? I do apologize for taking about a month to get this video out, folks. It's two things. One, because I was unfortunately swamped with so many people, and so I had to meet so many people, I couldn't get much footage of the expo because I spent most of my time just talking to the wonderful people such as yourselves watching this.
Oh, there's worse problems to have.
Yeah, I guess so. No, I still got the IRS on my ass.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But,
yeah, that's what we're looking at off camera right now.
It's like, shut up. So, yeah, this is pretty much going to be a simple bit. We're going to go down to the days of when we went to TooManyGames 2015. Once again, an excellent time. I would say it's one of the best years I've had so far because, you know, I'm always going to go to these things. This is what I consider my convention. You know, it's like a 40-minute drive to Oaks, Pennsylvania, you know, and it doesn't cost as much. You know, I'm not paying for traveling. I'm just paying for a hotel.
Absolutely.
It's
a nice, well-priced con to go to. It's not crazy as far as, you know, you can buy just the regular weekend pass. We do the Final Boss pass, which is always a blast, but you know, if you don't want to do the Final Boss and go all out, you can buy, what is it, $30, $35 for the weekend?
Yeah, it's around $30, $35.
You can't beat that.
Compared to, like, you know, not to put down Wizard World or anything like that, but Wizard World is like, what, 75?
Wizard World, I believe, was 65 for just Saturday, but for Wizard World, you can pay 100 and you get the whole weekend, Thursday through Sunday. So I think they actually price it so that it's just worth it for you to buy the weekend pass, which I do also.
And I think it's because they Wizard World, because of the amount of star it can attract, is like higher profile than TooManyGames.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So you know they think they can justify those prices. But anyway, yeah, TooManyGames. Since I've been going, I want to say about past 5, going on 6 years, has been reasonably priced. With the Final Boss package, you get a lot within that deal. Although, okay, if we're gonna start somewhere, we're gonna start with my biggest regret of TooManyGames 2015. So those that attended, or those that know when I plugged the video, I was listed as a guest. First time ever, was at the panel, great time. I bought a Final Boss pass 2 months in advance because that's what I always do. You know, because I always like to be prepared. I get to the TooManyGames. I'm standing in line to, you know, reclaim my pass. One of the defenders, as they call the volunteers in TooManyGames, recognizes me. I met him last year. He was a great guy. He says, he's like, you're a guest this year, aren't you? I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, me. I got to talk. And he takes me to Paul, my boss. And it was like, hey. I was like, here you go. He gives me a guest pass. I was like, I didn't know I was getting this.
That's all right.
You know?
Now you're better prepared for next year. And if next year you want to do the same thing, you know you have the Final Boss pass, maybe you can give it away to a viewer.
Which is what I ended up doing. I gave my Final Boss pass to Elliot's girlfriend, Sabrina, who I hope she appreciates. I didn't see her at the Final Boss party, though.
Yeah, well, to be honest, we'll get into that later, but the Final Boss party was basically, we sort of passed through it on the way out because we were just...
We were wiped out because it was, we went to dinner after it was the panel.
We're doing all this out of order because there's a bunch of stories in all of this.
Yeah, we don't exactly know where to begin. We kind of just come to mind. But okay, I guess we begin with...
Begin at the beginning.
Yeah, the beginning of the beginning, which is the build-up. Holy shit. Like, even after this past year, I went to PAX East in March. Very last minute, thanks to Charlie Conroy, which I do, again, appreciate, dude, if you happen to be watching this. And I went to MomoCon at the end of May. But my mind was still always fixated on TooManyGames, and this guy can tell you it's a kind of a painful wait.
I'm a big con guy. I love conventions, and I always get hyped for them. TooManyGames, like Johnny said, that's my con. If I only go to one, it's cliche as it sounds. If I only go to one a year, that's the one I go to. And because there's so much for us, you kind of have to get into the mindset of going, which means your whole demeanor changes for the past month. I'm a big game collector, and I do my best to not buy anything the month before because I'm saving money. Yeah. So it's the whole normal way that you are has to change because you're getting ready to go, and you know it's going to be a blast.
Getting games at TooManyGames is, I think, a more thrilling experience than just going to Amazon and buying a game used or anything like that. I mean, anybody could do that, and in some cases, depending on the vendor, it's cheaper.
Yeah.
But there's just nothing. It's like a giant flea market.
Yeah,
it's open for all 3 days.
Unfortunately, everybody sort of knows what they have.
Yeah.
So it's not the old school flea market where you can walk in and buy a Sega CDX for $20 because the guy has no idea what it is, or he just has too many of them. You know, they call it Too Many Games, but they know they have them.
Yeah. We have too many games. Well, we have the right games.
Yeah, exactly.
We have your games.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's still not as bad as nothing was ever be as bad as a $250 Mega Man 7 cart right next to a $200 Mega Man 7 box. I'll never forget the day I saw that. That wasn't at Too Many Games, by the way. That was at MomoCon last month, 2 months ago. And holy shit.
Yeah, if you're a vendor out there, we appreciate that you know what you have. And we don't mind that you're going to sell it for what you believe it's worth. But there's a point where we sort of know blatantly that you're trying to rip us off.
Yeah.
and separating the box from the game and the instruction booklet and the inserts and putting them all separately priced, we know you're trying to get us.
Yeah,
come on, we're not that stupid.
That's
we're just,
ridiculous.
Gamers.
So let's start with Friday, the day of the con. It's actually a pretty nice drive. No, didn't have nearly as much traffic this time. And I know why I remember the drive bring up immediately, because during the drive, gay marriage was made legal nationwide.
You see, Too Many Games bringing people together.
Yeah. So my Twitter starts exploding with hashtag love wins. I was like, oh, everyone loves me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. I was like, all right, well, good for you guys.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. My biggest, the biggest thing that I really didn't like about Too Many Games this year was, unfortunately, out of Too Many Games' hand, which is the weather. Saturday was miserable. You know, it was raining pretty much all day.
It rained. It rained a good chunk of Friday. It rained heavy on Saturday. Sunday, it was drizzling and it sort of cleared up, which was fine. That helped out a lot. It was nice to see the sun, but yeah, for the first 2 days,
it got cold. Like Saturday night, I was like, "Holy shit!" Like I should have brought pants.
Yeah,
but
and they were not happy with the fact that I did not have pants at the hotel. Yeah. Oh wait, you had short. Oh, I should have brought shorts then.
Yeah.
Okay, that underwear thing was okay. Anyway,
so Friday, standing in line, got the guest pass, everything's good to go, and I am immediately halted before I even walk 5 feet into the con, because someone recognized me, and that's all it takes. One person to stop you in your tracks, and then you start building up a line. I spent nearly 3 hours.
Yeah, it was about 3 hours.
Near the entryway, just shooting the shit with the fans.
The plus side is I like to get some of the things that he's looking for, and then I go and hit the con floor. I take a look at everything, see if I can find whatever he's looking for. Then I come back. I know exactly where to find him. Yeah. And then I can let him know, this is here, this is there. I'm a big I do a lay of the land. Go check out all the booths, all the tables, come back, then set a game plan for myself for what I want to get. So this gives me the opportunity to look for other things.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Me being easy to spot, because based on my location, you were easy to spot too for one reason.
Well, that's Saturday. We'll get there.
Let's say I just want to jump through all these topics and conversations that we talked to. Luckily for me, I knew this was going to happen, because it happened. It's been slowly happening for the last 2 years, and this year I'm listed as a guest. People know for sure I'm going to be there for all 3 days, and I got a panel on Saturday. So I guess they just wanted to make sure they could get to meet me before I may be impossible to reach, which I wasn't, because I'm going all 3 days.
Yeah.
But luckily for me, I wasn't really looking for anything this year in terms of vendors and all that. I had 2 games in my mind. One of them I didn't add until Saturday, but I was looking for a X-Men vs. Street Fighter Saturn, because I've been meaning to get that for a while, because that's not for nothing. Amongst all the Marvel vs. Capcom lineups, I always have a soft spot for X-Men vs. Street Fighter, because I that's the first one I've played.
Oh, okay. You weren't a Marvel superheroes?
I was a Marvel superheroes guy, but I'm talking about legitimate Capcom versus X-Men.
Yeah, the Versus series.
Yeah,
was definitely when that started.
Marvel superheroes is the sequel to Children of the Atom, I think it was. Sort of
spiritual success,
but. X-Men vs. Street Fighter is the one I got the most memories with. I used to play it on the arcade down the street all the time. Yeah, it was a great time. So, and I hate the PlayStation 1 port because it's so slow.
Even with Marvel superheroes, there was it was classic old system problems. So it was a lot of loading and stuff like that. X-Men vs. Street Fighter, because of the 4 meg RAM cart, was the first 2D style fighting game that was. It was no loading. It was as fast as the arcade. It felt like the arcade.
And it had the
other than the King of Fighters series, which was And
it had the tag team mechanic. Yeah. The PlayStation, they removed that unless you did a code, and even then that was very limited. You know, you had to pick, like, if you wanted Ryu and Ken to be tag team, your opponents had to pick Ken and Ryu because it had something to do with memory. But the Saturn version with the 4-main cart fixed all that, and that's the version of the game I wanted.
Yeah, which, by the way, for younger viewers, you may want to look up video game codes because nowadays they just sell it as DLC.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I couldn't find it. I found a lot of Saturn imports, but nothing X-Men vs. Street Fighter related. And I was also looking for Metroid Zero Mission. Because the cart I had, I thought was mine, it was his.
And I told you for years.
Yeah, I was like,
but it was okay.
I'm pretty sure it's mine.
The irony is, when you told me that, I had already had that on my list because I figured I'd lost my copy, so I was going to buy it there. So I was already... Either way, we were coming out at the end of this, both having a copy of Zero Missions. So everything worked out.
Everything works out in the end. Look at this goddamn fly flying around this place. Of course, we get... Did you get it?
Almost.
Oh, damn, I thought you made it disappear.
No, now it's trying to chime in. Too Many Games was awesome.
This is our Navi.
Hey, listen. We'll kill you later.
I fucking hate the summer.
Did you get it?
I think I did.
No, it's right there.
Where?
Yeah. We'll edit all this out.
Yeah, we're editing out. We're editing out to a point. Yeah. Okay, we've slayed the foul beast.
Okay, all right. Not for Navi is dead. All right, moving on. Navi is dead. No more Chow. All dead.
Alrighty then. So continuing on. Yeah, Friday I was at a complete standstill for most of my day. I was just talking to fans for like 3 hours, shooting the shit. Then I think one of the first things I did afterwards was form a conga line with a few other people. It didn't get very big.
Were you with the 1,000-yard stare Mario and Luigi, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, the 1,000-yard stare Mario and Luigi are actually fans of my channel.
Yeah. Which, by the way, we don't say that in a mean sense. It's just they have that look. Yeah, they have that. If you play Villager in Smash Brothers and you pick the third version with the yellow shirt, he's got the same look.
Despite going in a place that is just absolutely filled with nerds and geeks, there's still that bit of introvert aspect with people. Like, they don't want to get involved with goofy antics because, you know, I got into the conga line because why not? The hell not? It's a conga line. And we got about like 15 people, but a lot of people were just staring. You know?
Oh, yeah. You got to understand, a lot of us come from a situation where we're not used to being in that sort of environment where people are accepting of our goofiness. You know, and I know a lot of us, it's difficult for us to get involved and to be a part of the silliness. And you know what? It's fine. That's totally okay. The important thing is, especially, and this is why I'm a Con Life guy. I'll have a conversation with you later about it. One of the things that I love Con Life for is because no matter what you're into, everybody's okay with it for the most part. You know, if you go there because you like video games, people obviously are okay with it. If you go there because you like sci-fi, people are fine with it. If you show up to a video game convention dressed as Doctor Who, no one's going to attack you for it. No one's going to say anything bad about it.
They're guys for your picture.
Yeah, you know, they're going to want your picture. You're going to want their picture, and that's the beauty of convention like this. I know people who have never gone to conventions, and I always tell them, go once. Go to Wizard World. Wizard World is a great convention because it's a lot of different things. Go at least once and you'll understand. Everybody's in a great mood. Everybody's having a good time. I've never seen a fight. You know, I've been to sporting events and I've seen fights break out all the time. I've never been to a convention and seen a fight or an argument moving past somebody yelling about a Yu-Gi-Oh match. Yeah. Which I saw that once.
I really can't count for what Elliot or Matt or any of Elliot's friends did. Brought a lot of people with me. I brought Gil over. I didn't bring Gil over, but
we shipped him.
He went himself. Yeah, just straight from wherever he lives. Like, I don't know where he's from, but ship him here.
Friday was primarily a shopping day. I know that's what I tried to do. I actually left Friday a little bummed out because my big goals this year were a Miracle Piano for the NES and a Virtual Boy. I didn't find either one of them. And the only person that I found with a Virtual Boy wanted too much. It was incomplete. And so I honestly left Friday a little bummed out that I wasn't going to get the big purchases that I wanted.
Yeah.
So, but still a great time. Don't.
And just to add a little ray of light for that story, you end up did find.
Oh yeah, I did. That's a fantastic Sunday story.
I think you just have to close off the shopping Like,
yeah. To close off the shopping, I bought some stuff. I cleaned up on NES games, but my big purchases weren't done on Friday, so I was a little worried. But I was ready to go into Saturday because Saturday was going to be a big day.
Yeah. Okay, so Saturday is where pretty much a lot of the concerts, events, in conjunction with all the vendors being out in full force for Too Many Games. And there was also the day of my panel, which I posted a separate video out. You guys already seen that, so I won't spend too much time on it. But I want to say again, I'm still over shock and awe just how many people showed up for that thing, and the fact that we had to move to a different room at the last minute. You know, I'm still I painfully regret that I didn't have a PA system at all.
Yeah, with the panel was moved to a room that, from my understanding, is not generally a panel room.
No, it's not.
So it was not equipped for all of that. It was moved to the lounge, which was basically a bar. So it was not equipped for any sort of large group of that size. If 20 people showed up, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
20 people did not show up.
Yeah.
There are 20 people probably at the whole convention that didn't show up, and everybody else came.
Yeah. It was absolute mayhem how many people showed up, and I screamed. I tried my best to scream out loud. I was also like, we're also positioned right next to a safety exit where the concert hall was at, so that caused a lot of background noise.
It was raining.
Yeah, it was raining.
It started, that was the hardest rain.
The apocalypse was raining in the background.
It started.
You know, there's a lot of noise, but
yeah,
people were still able to make out what we were saying. Next year, though, if I hopefully get panel number 1, which is like the big room.
Yeah.
Or hey, maybe the grand ballroom.
I think the grand ballroom, or whatever they call the big one.
Yeah.
I think if they put you in that room, I think you would have filled every seat. Because I've been in that room, and it's large.
Yeah.
But it has chairs. It's a real place. I don't doubt for a second that place would have been full.
Well, I'll talk to my boss Paul about all that, later on. And yeah, special shout out to Lani, Lani, Lani. It's like Lani.
I say Lani.
She was a PR director for Too Many Games, and she was super sweet, super nice. Thank you again for like showing me the ropes, putting me in a direction, anything I need. And special shout out also goes to the defenders too, the volunteers, the guys in the red shirts. They did a phenomenal job making sure all the guests and all the vendors, everyone that attended, were making sure they have a couple of times. Do you remember the guy that made the ecto cooler for us? His name?
No,
I don't remember his name. He wore the bandana.
Yeah, I just remember Ecto Cooler guy. If you know who you are,
you see him in the beginning of the panel video. He's the one that's shouting at everyone to say like, "Apologies for everything the way it is, but we're ready to go." That's him. He is a great dude.
Yeah,
and he made us Ecto Cooler.
Ecto Cooler.
You know,
if you remember Ecto Cooler, you know how we were feeling when we were drinking it.
Yeah.
if you told me that it was cult Kool-Aid, I still would have drank it.
Yeah. Saturday, as usually, if you're not shopping, because you didn't do that on Friday, maybe you don't have all 3 passes, you're usually going on a Saturday, so everyone is out in full force on Saturday.
It's the most panels, it's the parties.
Including cosplays.
Oh,
cosplays are out in full force on Saturday.
Cosplays are full force. It was a fantastic time. It was my third time actually cosplaying, but one of them was a very small con. I'm a brand new cosplayer, and I wanted to have fun. I wanted to do something big. So if you're familiar with the channel and you were there, you probably saw the guy dressed as a Splatoon character as an Inkling with a giant paint roller. That was me.
The giant paint roller was definitely the highlight of the costume.
Hit, man.
How many people stopped you just for the roller?
I was getting stopped about, I want to say maybe 3 or 4 times every half hour or so. There were a few times where I stopped and I just couldn't move. Because people just wanted pictures of it. I had a few people that put me on their videos, and they wanted to talk about the paint roller and everything. It was such a fun time. I cosplayed the first time at Wizard World. Yeah. I did a human version of Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon.
Which was also pretty popular.
I had these big 12-foot wings, and Johnny ended up becoming my sort of de facto assistant.
That was more his con than
sorry about that. Yeah. I'll buy your ticket next year if I need help. But it was the same thing where people were stopping, and it was a big prop. There was these big 12-foot wings that opened out, and that was a blast. And when I left that con, I said, "That's it. I got to cosplay from now on." So I know from now on, at least one day is going to be set up just for cosplay. So hopefully I can come up with some cool stuff and.
Well, that because you've also, you know, as long as I know you, you've always had a history of making shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I think cosplaying is where you could really fully exploit that. And sure enough, I mean, if you guys haven't seen, I'm gonna post pictures like videos and all this right now, but. He made a fucking roller. Yeah, you know, it's a giant roller.
A full-size paint roller, which was functional. It folded up. It worked. It was fun.
Yeah.
My only regret is that I didn't finish the ink tank for the back.
Yeah.
So I had my old ink tank, which was a large plastic pretzel container.
Yeah.
That I had painted up and did everything, and it looked great. But I built the new paint roller. So I don't know if the Twitter my Twitter page has the pictures. If you want to post pictures, yeah, and it's so that costume is done. So I can't wait to take it out again. But I'm already working on some other stuff. So hopefully I have something cool for next year.
Yeah, and a lot of other cosplayers is too. I can't remember most of them, but I know I got pictures and footage of a lot of them.
Oh yeah,
there was a Zero Suit Samus.
There was Zero Suit Samus.
That was a great costume.
A couple of your standard Links and Zeldas. Yeah. There was the Team Fortress guys. I think they showed up Sunday for the contest.
For the contest, yeah.
There were a few more that were there for the contest, which was on Sunday, but a lot of them were still there on Saturday. There were some great people. I just saw them last week.
After the panel, I mean, and I'm gonna say this during the spoils portion of this video, because that's how we're gonna end it, like we did last year. I got a lot of donations yet again, and I couldn't fit it all in the bag. I had to make like 2 or 3 trips back to the hotel. Because normally when Too Many Games, I usually bring my backpack. But I also like to use the final boss bag that you get when buying the final boss pass.
You got it.
I spent $100 on a ticket.
Exactly.
I better use that damn bag.
Even if I'm gonna put last year's bag in it.
Oh, and just to go back a bit to the final boss thing, I'm so happy they got the proper size T-shirts this time.
Oh yeah. Too Many Games staff, you did a perfect job with that. That worked out perfectly. Where we all got emails about a month before asking us what shirt size to make sure that they had all the right shirts. Perfect system. Keep it up.
Yeah. Actually,
I'll sing a little song for you while we wait. Triple Dent Gun will make you smile. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, this is the final boss shirt. Very Smash Brothers oriented. Too Many Games in the back. And then, you got, was it Final Boss attends the convention? It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Fantastic shirt.
No. I will settle for something navy blue next time.
Yeah.
Not really a red guy. Not anymore. I was all kinds of colors back then. I was yellow, red, navy, blue. Well, no, I'm navy blue now. Light
I like
blue,
to switch it up.
Sky blue. No, because, blue colors make you look slimmer. Really de-emphasizes the bitch tit.
Well, I should probably change my shirt then.
I get it.
I sort of shot past the final boss party.
Yeah.
I went because it was also where the arcade was. But I, for the most part, I just I glanced over the party. Sorry, everybody. We were there last year, but wiped out.
Yeah, we were tired.
I mean, we were beat.
We were wiped out.
We from 9 o'clock in the morning straight through to the end of the day, it was just constant motion.
And the party started was like what, 8 o'clock?
The party started at 8. I think the convention floor closes at 8, 7 or 8, and then it starts a little bit after. It looked like a blast. It just...
Yeah, and I was there for a little bit. I went there with Elliot, Sabrina, and I think Russ was there too. I'm not sure if Matt...
Matt was there for a little while, but I think he spent most of the time in the game room.
Okay.
Yeah, the way they had it set up was that the concert was right next to where the game room was, so that was all still open. They closed the sales floor, but they moved the arcade this year, so everything was together.
Yeah. But they also had like one vendor that was in the corner.
Oh, that vendor was amazing. I had no idea that guy was there until Saturday.
It was like I'm going to get all the money.
Yeah.
Because I'm the only vendor here.
And you know what? And I'm such a video game collecting nerd that while the show was going on, I was standing at the window trying to figure out what to buy.
Yeah, I spent some time in the arcades on the final boss party because that's the easiest time to get them to because it's an exclusive party and all that. I played some not DDR. I'm sorry, it's In the Groove.
Oh, was it In the Groove or was it Pump It Up?
It was In the Groove.
Okay.
Pump It Up was the one that had those diagonal arrows.
Yeah, Pump It Up was the diagonal arrows. Why? Yeah.
That's why I don't like. Pump It Up adds one button and I'm thrown for a loop. I don't want anything to do with this.
Well, they had that beat game where you use your hands and you hit the beats, which was fine, except that on the screen they're all in a row.
Yeah.
But then on the panel they're
like
sort of
in a W formation.
So I tried it once, and you know what? I played the Miracle Piano, and the Miracle Piano told me I have no rhythm, and it's 100% correct.
Who am I to argue?
You know, I want to be mad at the Miracle Piano, but you know what? When you're right, you're right.
Yeah, so I played some In the Groove. I'm actually glad to see that my DDP yoga is paying off. I didn't get as fatigued as I usually do after 3 songs. And then I stuck around the concert hall, listened to some DJ Cutman, along with, I forgot the DJ Sonic. He was Sonic related. He had a big-ass Sonic helmet on.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who that is. There was also, he was at a different, he was around the time that your panel was, which is Pixelator.
Yeah. He was last year, wasn't he?
No, he was there this year.
Okay.
He was there both years, but this year he was playing the arcade stage, which was, they had a stage set up in the arcade room where everybody could listen to it. That was right next door to the panel. So when you're hearing music during if you watch the panel video, you're probably hearing Pixelator. Fantastic guy. I know him. He's a cool guy, so check out his music.
Okay, awesome.
Sorry for the plug in the middle of the video, but
that's fine. Yeah. What is this one giant plug?
Yeah, basically it is. Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Well, I like plugs. They're an outlet for me.
Yeah. Well, no joke. If it was Ted, I'm strangling you right now. I gotta know what to talk about. I will come up as a hypocrite because I make puns all the time too.
I think we pretty much got through the end of Saturday. I mean, we went to that restaurant, which was an okay place, good food, but you know, ultimately it was just
almost gave Matt a panic attack because of that. We went to this. It's a Chinese. It's not exactly a Chinese buffet, but it's like authentic Asian cuisine.
Yeah, think like Asian cuisine fusion, but one of those sort of fancy places.
Yeah.
Who was there? It was all of us.
It was all of us. Gil came with us.
Somebody else came with us too.
I don't believe anybody else.
Yeah.
Derek.
Derek came with us.
Yeah, Derek from Game Expo.
Yeah.
Great guy. You can go over on SGB. We did Legend of Zelda 4 Sword Adventures together. We always have fantastic guys. It's a phenomenal guy.
Yeah, I met these two people. I met Derek and Gil for the first time there, and a great bunch of people.
Yeah, absolutely.
They really were.
Thanks again for showing up, guys. Appreciate it. So anyway, Matt almost had the biggest scare of his life because he ordered some sort of cuisine, but it had shrimp in it.
Yeah.
And I think he didn't realize that shrimp is shellfish, which he stated he's allergic to. And it's like, like the cogs are running in my head, and I was like, "You ordered something that had shrimp in it."
Yeah.
And it's like, do you not realize shrimp is a shellfish?
There's that 5-second span where you're thinking, shrimp is shellfish. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Wait, no? Yeah.
So Matt, I think, almost gets a bite out of it.
He almost bit right into the
shrimp. Bit right into the shrimp. And then he had to go to the bathroom, and I was like, shrimp is a shellfish, man. It's like, I didn't know if you realized that. So he had to get his plate completely changed. It's like, incinerated.
Yeah.
It didn't take very long to get another plate, though.
No. The restaurant itself was fine. The staff was very friendly. I wish I remember the name of it.
It was freezing.
Yeah, it was kind of chilly, which was, I don't know. I was a little humid because of all the rain, so I didn't mind the chill.
Well, the rain brought the temperature outside down pretty
low. Yeah. When it was, I want to say 10 degrees cooler from the time we came into the restaurant to the time we went out.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
definitely
a big help.
The high 50s by the time we got out of the restaurant. And it was like insane because it was like 90-something earlier. Yeah. It's kind of alarming. But that's pretty much how we finished our Saturday night. But when we got back to Saturday night, we pretty much tested all the games that we got.
Yeah. We spent a good chunk of time doing
How long
that.
did you play Magical Night Ray on the Saturday?
Oh no, it's funny. Magic Night. No, Magic Night was Russ's game.
Yeah, but he wanted that's why I bring it up. I knew you guys were playing that.
He brought it, but we played not too long. I want to say 10-15 minutes. I almost played Dragon Force for longer than that because Russ brought a Saturn, so I could test out. I bought a couple games, and one of them was Dragon Force. If anybody's familiar with that, I love that game. But I'm cautious when I make a big purchase. So he had a Saturn so that I could test out the game, and then if it didn't work, I could go back Sunday, which I ended up doing with a couple other things. But it worked fine, and I had to resist the urge to just sit there and start playing it, which I did start playing it for about 20 minutes, and then it sort of, I got wrapped up in it, and then it was a sort of light bulb went off in my head that, oh, hey, there's other people in the room. Yeah. they might also like to play things.
Sunday is usually also my secondary shopping day.
Yeah.
Because by that time, vendors want to clear inventory as much as they can, so they don't have to pack much in, so they put discounts.
Exactly. These are the things that they don't want to lug around. They probably can't move in their stores or online, so this is their chance. There's no better chance in that area to get rid of things than at Too Many Games. So that's when the discounts are going to hit.
Yeah.
That's when the other merchandise is going to hit, because there were a lot of vendors who had things on Sunday that didn't have them Friday and Saturday, which Virtual Boy Miracle Piano, which I got. I managed to find a Virtual Boy. It was the plug-in one, so I need to buy the power plug for that. But it works perfectly. Everything's fine. I know you're all laughing out there because of Virtual Boy, but
it works perfectly. But unfortunately, it works perfectly.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's still a Virtual Boy at the end of the day. But I always wanted one. It was. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun thing. You know, it makes you take a break every 15 minutes, which is, you know, that's probably for my own good. You know, because, you know, screw eyesight. But I also ended up getting a Miracle Piano, and I left Sunday with a big smile on my face. I mean, those were the things that I wanted to get. I managed to find a bunch of stuff that I was not even expecting to get, but I managed to find them on Sunday. You see in the spoils. What a blast. Yeah. What a blast.
Well, it was a pretty extravagant beginning of the day until we got it in the car. Because until then, I was carrying the piano for you. And like people was like, oh, Somecallmejohnny is also a musician.
Well, what happened was, for maybe the 20 people who saw me, I managed to find that I want to say it was probably 3 or 4 o'clock. It was after the contest. So I'm back in my Splatoon gear. I'm back with the paint roller, which was, again, if you see it, it's 7 feet tall and it's huge. The guy had the Miracle Piano. I bought it from him. It is a full-size keyboard. Yeah. It is all the wiring. So I'm sitting there and I look like a buffoon because I'm juggling all these things in my hand, and I'm waddling over to John because I'm trying not to drop any of it. And he's looking at me. He's going, "Hey, you got the piano?" And I'm going, "Yeah, help!"
It's like, yeah, help! I sure want to see it. Hey, hold on to it until we get to the car.
Oh man!
It's like, is that a new Splatoon weapon?
Yeah. Oh like, god. The I don't know. I don't know. The ink piano.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know. But
copyright Pat Bennett.
Yeah, there we go. The ink piano.
Yeah, at least for Splatoon wants to actually get on that shit.
It's music to your tentacles.
We expect our checks in the mail.
Yeah. It's music to your tentacles, which is probably a hentai being written right now.
So there's probably already 6,000 of those somewhere else. I'm sure. We're just not looking. That's about it though. Like for Sunday, I didn't get much because I knew I got to start recording footage for the Too Many Games video. Yeah. I didn't have a chance to get much. So next year I'm making someone my camera bitch. Yeah. We'll draw names out of a hat.
Basically, and you know what? In all honesty, it's not a bad idea. Just to pass the camera off to us, let us get different footage. I still say we strap GoPros to our head and get and get 25 hours of footage times however many people go.
Is that a camera? No, go to sleep.
No, go back to your bathroom stall and leave me and my camera alone. And that's when the police showed up.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I don't know why. Just a little harmless footage.
At this point in time, also, I just wanted a special shout out to all the other guests that I've met over there. Alpha Omega Sin, fantastic guy, metal as fuck.
Oh yeah, he's awesome, man.
Yeah, I met Linkara, who was I attended his Atop the Fourth Wall live panel. He did Captain N, the Game Master. Yeah. I thought that was really good. The guy is so well constructed with his sentences. Like, I wish I could talk as well as he could talk. It was like, I only got to shake hands with PK Sparks for a split second because he was in charge of the Mario Kart 8 tournament. Oh yeah, like that. He was leading all that shit, so he had his hands full.
Yeah, he was. I heard Saturday. I was in. I talked to him in the video. As
he saw your splat roller.
Yeah. Oh, he was excited for that one, man. He loved that.
So I couldn't get a chance to talk to him, unfortunately, for too long. And in terms of other guests, I met Oni. He's an animator. He watches my stuff. Fantastic work. If you ever get a chance, look him up. And for me, one of the highlights, because I wasn't expecting it to go down like that, was Robbie Belgrade.
Man.
Robbie Belgrade, for those who don't know, was the voice of Alucard in the PlayStation 1 version of Symphony of the Night, a game which I wholeheartedly love. And I have him to thank, actually, for introducing it to me.
I'm interested in this.
Yeah, I was so tempted. I was so tempted.
I know.
But naturally his natural dialect almost is Alucard tone.
Yeah,
it was like, oh,
yeah.
so you're just speaking in a natural voice and you're talking.
Yeah,
about
basically
Alucard.
they just gave him a bunch of lines to read, and he just read them. He didn't change his voice or anything.
But he is such a fucking nice guy, and we shot this shit for like 5 minutes. Like, just talking, he had stories to tell, and I'm just sitting there listening. Like, I want to get into like an Indian cross position and like tilting my head.
Tell me more.
Talking,
read this
man.
phone book to me, sir.
Just keep talking. But he's a musician. Like, he plays instruments.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which ones he plays.
Was playing was that him playing the recorder?
I think it
Did
was.
he had the little recorder.
Yeah, I think he had a few things.
Yeah,
I was like, he's multitasking. It's like Alucard multitasks.
This is a wandering minstrel at its realest.
Yeah, but yeah, I was so happy to meet him, and I'm happy to see. I'm anxious to see what he's gonna do for that bloodstained ritual of the night.
Oh yeah,
because they're bringing him back for something.
Yeah. Oh
so.
man. I wouldn't mind some flashback scenes or something like that. You know, make it its own game, but throw him in there.
Absolutely, give him the not role, just so we can talk again. But in terms of any other guests, like I know I got pictures up the wazoo on my phone. I took a lot of it was cosplaying. No, that's what it was.
Yeah.
But again, and this is the thing I'm going to make sure for next year. Next year, I'm definitely going to be more thorough with the video recording because I always make it a thing to record Too Many Game Experience so I can show people why you should come. Yeah. You know, a lot of it's pretty much interchangeable. The same reasons as last year, the same reasons the year before that.
Yeah, I mean,
but there could be things you never know that you may or may not miss, and I really just want to nail in the fact of what you're missing at all with Too Many Games, and that's why I really make it a habit to record it, even though I know what I'm going to get. But you never know.
Yeah.
Another regret: I missed a cosplay wrestling show.
I caught a little bit of it. That was fun. There's some footage out there of it. It was pretty fun. It was wrestling, and then they were in costume. But
I saw Naked Snake like a suplex ice climber.
Yeah, I think Link suplex Wario. Yeah. I mean, other than Smash Brothers, where are you gonna see that? Yeah. So that was a blast. They were hamming it up for the crowd, and which is exactly what you're supposed to see, and it was a good time. It was, and that's sort of what he's saying about Too Many Games. It's a fun time, and no matter you can walk around the convention floor, and the video is always going to look the same. It's just at a distance, it's just going to look like a bunch of people selling a bunch of stuff and a bunch of people buying stuff. But really, when you're there, every year feels different. Every year feels better. It's getting better and better. It's getting a little big, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's nowhere near the scene where it's just too big to be comfortable. You can walk around the floor, have a great time, and enjoy a bunch of fun people hanging out. I mean, I didn't even get to do a lot of tabletop gaming this year, and that area is always fun. There's always card games going on. Since the convention starts Friday, there's usually Friday Night Magic going on there early. So it's, if it's geeky and you like it, it's happening there.
Absolutely. And bring your 3DSs too.
Oh,
I welcome
the street passes.
Yeah, I welcome all the street passes I can get. And again, I'm gonna hammer this down because I think I say this after every convention that I go to, whether it's MomoCon, PAX or any of them. Like, I hate the fucking 10 street pass limit on the 3DS.
Dear Nintendo, at least update it to 50. 100 would be nice.
Yeah, you got to keep constantly flipping the damn thing open just to make sure if I got 10 people or not. And then you check it, and he's like, "Oh, I got 7." And then, okay, then I open it up next time, and then I got 8. And I was like, "Come on!"
I was getting people in the hotel.
Yeah. I never turned that thing off.
Yeah,
that thing never went off. I put it in the charger to make sure it stayed alive, and it was in my pocket. At one point where I was talking to everybody, I was like, I got to get out of here. My street passes are updating. It's like I got to reset the street passes.
But yeah, it's everything is right there, and you can immerse yourself in the geek culture and the geekiness of it all, and I love it. I'm a huge geeky guy.
Just one of the many reasons why I make it a thing to go to Too Many Games. It's not just because I'm a guest there. I've only recently started being a guest.
Yeah,
I didn't stop the other 5 times from me going.
No,
and I'm now glad I'm able to go all 3 days compared to only going a Saturday and then having to go to work the next like the hour next. I hated that. Yeah. Absolutely hated that. Yeah. I'm glad I'm past all that. So as long as I go to these, I want other people to come with me because it's such a ginormously fun time. Experiencing all the vendors, getting in touch with everybody, just getting absorbed in all of the juices, of geekdom.
Yeah.
that you can't replicate at any other point of the year, assuming you're not going to another con.
Yeah, and that's why I said I'm a con life guy, because conventions are really the best place to immerse yourself in this kind of culture. You know, there are a lot of people who they have comic book stores and they have video game stores that are very personable. You know, the staff is very nice and the area is nice and big, but in the end, there's something different about going where thousands of people they love what you love. If they don't love what you love, they're not judging you for loving it. You know, and that's a great. It seems weird, but it's freeing to go to something like that and to just be free to love it all, man. It's hokey. It sounds cheesy, and I don't care, because con life is life.
You guys are the reason why I love going to this. Besides personal reasons, obviously, but you guys know the reason why I love going to these sort of things, and I hope to. Next year will be even bigger, even better in terms of everything, and I'm looking forward to going back. But in the meantime, thank you guys for attending. Thank you for watching us shoot the shit for an hour. I think it's better than about an hour.
It's probably been about an hour.
The timer is looking the other way. I can't look at it. And I want to thank our
Mr. IRS person. What time do you have? Okay,
it's called unpaid bills.
We're good.
Shut up.
We're good.
And we want to thank our special personal guest, Navi the Fly.
Oh, yeah.
Who, we unfortunately had to murder.
Yeah.
In the middle of the conversation.
And she didn't make it to the end of the game.
Because she couldn't keep her mouth shut.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, she's in the water temple.
Yeah. She's swimming somewhere.
Yes.
But,
upside down.
Uncle, thank you guys for joining me.
No problem. No problem. Anytime.
And, well, let's lead into the spoils video. See you guys later.
Take it easy, guys.
Of course, we're going to end the video with the spoils of war.
Why is this chair here?
But before we do that, can we get some context on this guy right here?
This is my buddy here. It's gonna be all of our buddies here.
Yeah.
This is Derposaurus Rekt. That's R-E-K-T.
Yeah.
He was basically here waiting for us in the room. We don't know how he got here or when.
Yeah.
But we decided he was behind the sofa when we moved it. He was just laying there.
Yeah.
He was looking for some buddies. He found them. He was our buddy for the con.
Derposaurus.
Literally.
We say Derposaurus because his mouth is horribly misaligned.
Yes. So he's,
but
the other dinosaurs weren't necessarily afraid of him.
This guy needs to be our mascot.
Yes.
You know, he used to come with us to every convention, and we would take we could put him on the airplane in the airport, and looking out the window. It's like Derposaurus likes what's going on outside.
A
day in the life of Derposaurus.
I think we got a shot of him playing the miracle.
Yeah, the miracle piano earlier. All right, but anyway, let's start with my Uncle Greg.
Hey, everybody.
No problem. All right, so let's start. You want to start with the shirts, I guess?
All right, we'll start with the shirts here. So most of these speak for themselves. Coffee.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah.
This is the Final Boss shirt. This is the one that I think we all got the Final Boss pass, so we all got this
in
shirt
your size,
here.
thank God.
Yeah, they
did much better on the shirt sizes this year than last year.
Definitely.
They asked us they emailed us and asked what size we wanted, so they had them ready. That was nice. Splatoon shirt. I don't know if you have me on Twitter. I love this game.
Yeah.
And if you find the cosplay pictures, I was cosplaying Inkling for yesterday and today.
Yeah, Splat Roller Inkling.
Yeah. This is Charmander Shepherd. This is a Charmander mixed with Commander Shepard. I like Pokemon. I love Mass Effect. So I was like, gotta have it.
Well, let's start with the obvious keyboard.
Yeah, let's
not ignore the keyboard.
In case no one understands.
Yeah.
This is a Miracle Piano system. This is a officially licensed Nintendo system that came out. It was for the NES, and it came with the wires to hook it to the system. And the game itself had games based on the keyboard and had instructional, how to play a keyboard.
Yeah.
I've always wanted one of these.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I've always wanted.
Because you want to play Duck Hunt with it.
Yeah, exactly. I've always wanted one. I managed to find one. I'm extremely happy. This was one of my 2 major things that I was looking for, and I found it. This is the last thing I bought at the con. So I barely got out with one, but I got it.
Not only is it Nintendo, it's Derposaurus.
NES games.
He should play us off.
Yeah, NES games. This NES is pretty much what I love to collect.
Yeah.
So this was Friday. I got all of this on Friday. I went nuts, and if it wasn't for getting other things, I was planning on spending Sunday getting more.
Yeah.
But I managed to find some things. Yeah, right?
You didn't need for the week.
Game Boy Color. It's one of the Game Boys that I don't have, so I decided to pick it up. Okay, yeah, it's got the battery cover and everything.
That's the first thing to go with these fucking systems.
Yeah, which is why I made sure to look for it.
Yeah. Now it's the screen that gets messed up.
Go to the Super Nintendo. F-Zero, which is one of those games where you worry about all the rare games that you want, and then you don't realize that you don't have a bunch of the common games. Yeah. And I haven't had F-Zero.
Really?
So I've played it a million times. I haven't owned it in forever. So Kirby's Avalanche, which I never owned, but I've played and I enjoyed. Saturn, Sega Saturn. Yay! This is Dragon Force. If anybody's familiar with Dragon Force, if you're not, look it up. It's a great game.
I'm familiar with the band.
If you're familiar with the band, well, that's probably different. But you're also familiar with a good band, so that works too.
In the Valley of the Damned.
Herc's Adventure. I thank Johnny for this. He helped me get that. That's a fantastic little 2D sort of overhead platformer. That's a fun game. Mass Effect 3. I own it on Wii U, and I played it on that. So I just kind of wanted to have the Xbox One to complete the trilogy.
Okay.
Children of Mana. I never played, so I saw it for a good price.
Cultural curiosity, word of mouth.
Yeah, it was just, well, I played some of the others in the series, so I decided, at the very least, I know I'm going to be getting decent quality, especially for the price.
Yeah, by the way, final boss shout out. It's fucking Gygus from Earthbound. Like, Jesus Christ.
The entire thing.
Yeah, they were all Earthbound themed this year.
Heavy Earthbound.
A lot of the shirts and everything. Yeah. 2 Game Gear games. The story behind those is that I bought a Game Gear, and when I got back to the room, it did not work. Ooh. So I had actually bought 2 games from another vendor to use the Game Gear. Game Gear didn't work. I returned it, no problem. But now I have 2 Game Gear games and no Game Gear to play with. So they look great.
To be continued.
Yeah, they look great. This Lara Croft, I have no idea what this is. I have to actually look for it. But the figurine came with it, and it was $5. And I said, you know what? I'm going to be upset if I leave without this, because this is adorable.
Yeah, it's
so
one of those
I had to leave with it.
You get it for the figure, you don't give a fuck about the game.
Yeah, I couldn't care less what was on there.
I think it's a mobile game.
Yeah, well, I'm going to take a look. You know, if the game is playable, I'll play it.
Yeah.
My big, yes, it was my big find. The Virtual Boy, this was the thing on the top of my list to come here and get, and I almost didn't get one, and Sunday morning, there was someone there who hadn't had it all weekend, but randomly he had it. Yeah. So I talked him down, and I was able to pick it up. So.
Yeah, we tried it out. It does work.
It does work. We all have had headaches today.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I had one just looking at it.
It just felt weird.
Yeah, back strain.
This was my haul. This is actually the hat that I was wearing for my Splatoon cosplay.
Yeah.
Again, if you go online and take
which came out really good, by the way.
Yeah, I was actually pretty happy with that.
It was a fresh take.
Yeah. All in all, this spells it out.
Yeah, there you go.
This was definitely
that should say
an
fresh.
epic convention. Yeah, it should say fresh, but you work with what you got.
I think it's your biggest haul ever, too.
This is.
I've never seen that many.
This is the biggest haul from a convention I've ever had.
You even got Spelunker.
The closest I ever came to this was a video game convention, I think in 2010, and that was when I got my JVC XI, and I came home with a duffel bag full of stuff. But it was a JVC XI, an Odyssey 2, and a Master System. So they took up a lot of room.
With Kabuki Quantum Fighter.
Kabuki Quantum Fighter!
That's the one I want to see.
That's the one we got to put up on a Nintendo.
Kabuki Quantum Fighter, if you get a chance, if you're not familiar with it, I forget, I think it was called Video Power. It used to come on at about 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and they had cartoons and then the little sort of double dare style game show where kids ran through an obstacle course and grabbed games. Yeah. And the host was super pumped and excited. He wanted to jazz you up for Nintendo games. And they always gave away Kabuki Quantum Fighter. and that was how he said it. He would hold up the games that they won, and he would go, "Oh, check out!" And he got Kabuki Quantum Fighter, and he was so pumped about it. And the game was sort of
because they had 800 in the warehouse.
Yeah, exactly. Because the warehouse was full of them, and they needed to meet their quota.
Yeah,
they couldn't know what Atari did.
All in all, Good convention.
Derposaurus.
Will you come back next year? With my finger here, that looked uncomfortable, so I'm going to try that again.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Alrighty then.
On to the opaque center.
Okay, alrighty then.
Alright, so about the same kind of haul I got last year. First off, Greg didn't kind of put it in there, but this was the Too Many Games bag you got. And obviously the badge, but this is the bag you got. So it was pretty nice to have those again around this year. Carry it around, carry all your extra stuff. Moving on to the actual fun stuff. Quick stuff real quick was my couple Yu-Gi-Oh cards, couple I was looking for. Just to help complete a couple decks that I've had forever. I don't really do much with, and I got a really nice Magic card.
Dark Magician of Chaos is a comment.
He spent $34,000 on it.
No, there was a Black Lotus. For those of you who play Magic, it was there for $34,000. A vendor was trying to sell it for, which I kind of went,
What the hell?
$34,000. Another one had it for about $8,000. So if you wanted a little better price, there was a guy who was selling.
If you want to
a different version,
spill Coke on it.
probably.
Oh, look, now it's worth shit.
Oops, 20 cents. I'd rather have the soda back.
Exactly. Moving on, obviously Too Many Games shirt that we all got. What did want to do a shout out to a vendor here. He had a nice deal, 3 shirts, $50, get a free poster. Master Keyblade. Yeah. So I thought 2 games that I very much like. I don't know who you are, but I will find you. Luchelle, Liam Neeson, nice little parody, and the other one I'm wearing, the Mask Collector. I threw that on for today. I thought it'd be pretty nice. But I actually saw this.
People stop you for that shirt, asking you, wonder where you got it.
Yeah, I had a couple, and I do want to give them a little quick plug. It's Shark Robot. I know this thing's a little messed up.
You said it goes online too and sign up for social media.
Yeah, that's where I got the Charmander Shepherd and coffee from.
So definitely, the guy was really awesome. He is going to come back to Too Many Games the next year.
Yeah.
Free poster I got. If you guys remember from Johnny's first Too Many Games video, the Mega Man bosses with Woodman, who's still not pleasing his wife.
Did he have 3?
So yeah, that was pretty nice. And the other thing he did, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do it, but he sold out of the posters rather quickly.
Yeah.
So
because I got bills today when I get home.
got this here. I gotta get this off somehow without it, but obviously 2 games that I actually really enjoy. I know people don't like Twilight Princess for whatever reason, but Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask, which are 2.
Twilight's Mask.
Twilight's Mask.
Majora's Princess.
Majora's Twilight.
Majora's Twilight. There you go.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Moving on. Went on to did get a couple board games this year. Istanbul, not Constantinople. Can't not make the joke. It's like a resource collecting game, which sounds pretty good.
What's he trying to offer?
Huh?
Jolly Ranchers.
Jolly Ranchers for your troubles.
What a nice guy.
Jolly Ranchers for your wife.
Yeah.
Exactly. You get a free game, a little less like a lesser value game. So I got Hilarium, which I thought my family and I would enjoy.
Should we play
it's pretty nice. We can if you find it Hilarium.
And cut. I don't want to do this anymore.
Why didn't I have the soundboard ready for that one?
2 CDs. Obviously, big Sonic fan. So I got 2 of the CDs from Game Chops, DJ Cutman. They have a couple nice remixes on here that you can check out at your leisure.
Leisure.
And then obviously the big haul, my 4 games. I got 3 Saturn games this year. 2 I just kind of found towards the end. Solar Eclipse, just a plane fighter. It was like $5. I was like, why not? Siberia, which at the time was praised for its graphics, which means today it's going to suck. That's okay. And the 2 things I was actually looking for was a Clockwork Knight. I had this game. I don't know what the hell happened to it in my collection. I would like to do it for Johnny's channel at some point, this and the sequel. But I did find that. Paid a little overpaid for it, but that's okay. And then my big one was Shadow Hearts. This guy actually came down about $10 for me because I could find it at other places for a little cheaper, but he went down to $40 for me, and it's a really great game. Those of you like Final Fantasy VII and that style of game, I played this more than Final Fantasy VII because I enjoyed it that much, way more than Final Fantasy VII. So, really great game. Pretty good haul this year.
Okay, whose random razor is that over there?
Still mine.
Yeah.
It's still mine.
He's trying to get in on the hog on my fame here.
My precious prize, Jacob's razor.
It's all mine. It's all mine.
Alrighty then.
It's not Jacob's razor. It's no longer Occam's razor.
Yeah, it's Jacob's razor.
Yep. True.
Bien conmigo.
Yeah. If you would.
Now, so I wasn't really looking for a whole lot. I was trying to complete my collection of Professor Layton games. I have
Flustered.
Frosted
Professor
Flakes.
Layton and the Flustered Professor.
Now, I had a Curious Village. I got that, I think, last year, maybe?
Don't say that out loud.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of crazy. But these two here, somebody had them. They were about the price I was looking for. And had both of them. I still need Diabolical Box, I think. I don't have all my games with me.
Let me know how those. I'm not a puzzle guy, but let me know how those. Let me know how those turn out, because the only I've have Professor Layton versus Ace Attorney, the crossover game, which is like 50-50 both of them. Like, and I guess the point. But Jesus, I hate puzzles because I feel like such a dumbass, especially when their answers are revealed. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake!
It was so obvious.
Yeah.
No, and then
the joy of solving a puzzle. Fuck
Wait,
you,
I had to press Y?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's some of the really old riddle ones, like, yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I've already beaten the games. It's just I didn't have them physically because I played ROMs to do that.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
whatever else.
But you're supporting people right now. That's all that matters.
Well, I wish I could support the original
people
because it's tiring to get them from like $90 vendors. But anyway, so then I have same thing as what Russ did. I got the 3 shirts for $50 with the wonderful poster, Mega Man. I went with Hero of Time, or Timeless Hero, I think it was. Turtles, because Turtles a fan. Yeah. And my favorite Evolution series in the original games, and probably still to date, I can't get away from Haunter, Gengar, and Ghastly. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I mean, that's a Sabrina episode.
Gengar's awesome.
Remember?
Yeah, I love that.
I love those characters.
You're just a filthy Gen 1er.
Honor was just having
the time of his life. And not the transformation. I just like
Then we both went to a board game guy, and he had some different deals going on. It was the end of the con, so he was giving away, if you bought one of the regular games, like the $25 and up games, you got a $6 game, which I don't own Battleship. It's a good game. I mean, nothing wrong with it, but I wouldn't go out and buy it myself.
I'll put you in
again, one of those
he was telling
games that you don't realize.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know.
I'll put you in a gym.
Yeah. So, and then Forbidden Desert, it was kind of like a cooperative game he was describing it as, but not a game where you're specifically trying to kill people in it, or like conquer the world, or control something. But really sounded interesting as describing it. It wasn't a very expensive one, and then I got Battleship with it, so it's kind of like, okay.
Kills the sort of thing.
Yeah, and then I went in with Russ on a deal, and he ended up getting a free game with it too. I don't know if he's just feeling generous, or if it's because he bought 2 games, but worked out. So.
Alright then.
Yeah, I wasn't really looking for too much this time, just wanted to get the rest of my Professor Layton.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think I still need Diabolical Box, but at least I got the rarest ones out of the way now.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
Alright, Matt, you're live.
I'm live?
Yeah, you're live.
Hi there.
Hey guys.
Hey!
Saying, fuck your collection.
Anyway, ignoring the Pittsburgh jerk. Right now, I managed to find a great deal on a lot of games here. For the most part, there were some games I wanted, and the brothers could go eat my dick. We'll start off here with the non-gaming related swag. I got me a green little mug here. I wanted it because it's a green potion, and I couldn't resist, and then I saw it was a Yoshi thing too. So I guess double my profit on that, I guess.
Like the double side if you're right or left-handed.
Right.
Yeah, you got a joke on each side. That's good.
Yeah, was that the baby things?
I'll get to this in a moment.
Yeah.
Sorry, I will try that off later. This here's the Hyrule Historia.
Yeah, that was
on the back of it, it goes for 35. Online, it goes for 50 or so. I got it for 20, so that's a hell of a deal on my part.
Yeah, it is awesome, pretty awesome.
Now, some of these games here you can probably find on the PlayStation Network. Some I really wanted was more so for the collection's sake rather than, owning it on the digital.
Yeah.
Fear Effect is one of them. That's an old game I never got far in because the game version I had kept freezing up at a certain point when I was a kid.
Okay.
So I figured now's the time to try to beat that. Final Fantasy VII. I have no manual, and the case is cracked, but it's $30 for tax. I have the digital version. Again, I just wanted it because my 7 was broken, so I needed to get a new one.
Yeah.
You don't know Jack? What? You don't know Jack? Croc 1 and 2. Croc 1 was something I really wanted to find because that's another childhood game I never finished. Croc 2 took me by surprise because I was like, oh, wait, shit, there was a sequel.
There was a sequel, yeah.
Yoink. It's $8 there, not bad. Bushido Blade Twisted Metal 3, the Mariana's Trench of the franchise. I used to own my copy a long time ago. I figure, let me go get that back. And Bushido Blade 2. I didn't find Bushido Blade 1, so I went for the sequel, even though 1 is kind of the better one for some part. Moving on along, we got Tomb Raider Legend, one of the only PS2 Tomb Raider games I've ever wanted to play, and I think, frankly, one of the better lore artworks, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Scrolling on down, we got 2 games here that I have for other systems. Vigilante 8 I have for the PlayStation version, but you could kind of see the gradient and in the draw distance, so I kind of got rid of. I wanted to get rid of the PS version to get that.
Yeah.
Shadow Man for the N64, I owned a Dreamcast version. I've beaten it multiple times. I just got sick and tired of hooking on my Dreamcast for one game.
Yeah.
So I got that because I make routinely bad decisions with my finances and money. But I also started figuring, you know what, let me start the Kingdom Hearts collection up. Now all I need is 358 and I'm done. These are 2 little gems I wanted to get for the Game Boy Advance that I couldn't get first come around. Circle of the Moon, which I have no idea anything about that game.
Make sure you're playing on a DS Lite or SP, wherever you're doing it, because Circle of the Moon's fucking dark.
I see.
Yeah.
And Fire Emblem: The Sacred Stones. You can get that on the Wii Virtual Console. I don't know the Wii U.
Okay.
Moving on along, I had to run to Johnny to find out if this was a deal, and apparently to John it's a hell of a deal. A steal of a deal, I dare say.
You're getting the PlayStation 1 anime cutscenes and the SNES quality of Chrono Trigger on the DS.
Which I am looking forward to starting playing when I get home.
Yeah, it's a great game, dude.
Right on, bud. Moving on along. Assassin's Creed. Now, I've gotten into this franchise a bit later than normal, but I did enjoy what I played of 1, so I'm moving on along. So, I got 2 and I got 3. I could have found them a bit cheaper if I went to GameStop, but GameStop doesn't seem to stock 2 and 3 often as they would 1 and 4, so I got 2 and 3. I have 1 and 4 at home.
They're not hip.
Right. I also got Metal Gear Rising Revengeance for $10. It was 20, but they were offering a sale on it, so I'm cool with that. Moving on along, I got a donation game. Hack.hack/GU, Volume 1 Rebirth. Came to me from a fan of ours who sent me a little message who thought it was a really great time to talk to her about JRPGs. I personally enjoyed conversating about JRPGs with her as well. She recommended me quite a few good games that I would like to try out down the line, such as Dragon Quest VIII and a few other games.
Yes.
Also, she drew a little picture here. Hey, up here, Stars. She drew a little picture of me here, but she also managed to get the Persona butterfly, which is a common recurring animal.
I thought a butterfly just found a new nest in your hair.
That could be that too.
Like,
or Philomon's about ready to wake up my Persona.
They're mating again.
Or Philomon's about to wake up my Persona, you jerk. And the last hauls I also got were the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Tag Force games 1 and 2. Primarily for UMD recognition for Tag Forces 3 and 5. But there are still some solid games in their own right, so I figure I may as well go for those 2. Now all I'm missing is 4, and if I ever get my hands on that one, 6, and I'll be good to go with that. And finally, my iPhone was just not a donation, but it's in there.
Okay.
Alright, now it's on to me.
Ooh.
So,
what do we got over here?
So, of course, final boss, you know.
Yeah.
Always get the shirts.
Final boss attends the convention. I don't get it.
This is actually a case for your NES title, so like it's like
you do own Excitebike.
Yeah, so you could just open it up like a VHS tape. You put the manual here, and then you put the cartridge in there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It reminds me of those old Disney VHS tapes that you take forever to get rid of because you think they're worth something, but they actually not that much.
Oh shit! I didn't realize it was
I actually got 2 buttons right here. Got this link one right here.
Yeah.
And I found this.
Yeah, was on the floor, right?
Yeah, I found it on the ground. I'm like, oh, Samus.
In the arcade stage.
Yeah.
Going to that terrible arcade period in real life.
What about though? Let's get some history with this one. I know it's not like, I mean, the controllers work.
Yeah.
I guess so, but the PS1 is half and half.
It's half and half on it. Like, I paid $20 for it.
Yeah, that's around the same price.
We tested it on some of my games, and
some games work, some games do not.
It's weird.
So it's kind of a bust. We'll get another one later on.
You know what? It works enough to be
like
collector's
if
piece.
anything, I could go on Amazon and just find just the console itself because I already have everything else.
If you've got a PS2 Slim, it'll play PS1 games.
Yeah, but like
that's
me,
more just
like me trying to be a collector. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
a collection piece.
Now, here's a game I haven't seen in years. I used to watch him play it all the time.
Krusty's Funhouse.
Krusty's Funhouse.
Yeah, this was actually complete. I got it for $15.
Yeah.
Like it came with.
That's such great.
Came with literally everything: sleeve, cartridge, and the manual.
Wonderful.
Even like this is just a little thing. It even still has the styrofoam inside it.
Yeah. No, that's a big thing.
Can I see the manual?
Yeah.
These are always treasure troves.
Yeah.
they are. They always are.
What else do we got here?
This was actually donated. It's called Time Hollow for the DS. It's from the same writer of Shadow of Destiny.
Oh boy.
God damn it.
Put it down.
Yeah, I'll leave that thing into this room, young man.
Yeah.
I got Soul Blade right here for the PS1.
Yeah. That was re-released. Well, that's like the precursor to Soul Calibur, if I recall.
Yeah.
That is the first game.
First one in the
Soul Edge was the Japanese name. Soul Blade was what they called it over here.
Yeah.
Soul Calibur was Soul Blade 2.
Oh, okay.
And then from then on, the series kept the Soul Calibur name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Soul Calibur sounds
which I always hate.
Here I got a long box game for $10. Fates of Black.
Call it what it is.
Uncle, how exactly is this game? Fates of Black.
Moving on. No, it was a decent game for its time. It's going to be extremely dated.
Yeah.
Are these spoils of war, or are you trying to...
Fades of Black, I can do that. And we're back.
Fades of Black is like, it's not so much a spoil of war as you pick through the bones of the battlefield at the end and, hey, look at that, you found something.
Here I got this out of pure curiosity, Rumble Roses on the PS2.
That's not a bad game.
Oh, wow.
I got this out of pure curiosity because I keep seeing this game. I wonder how it is. So.
This game was all over the place in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
It's alright.
This was donated actually by the same person who gave Matt Dot Hack.
Yeah.
Disgaea 2 because I actually do mention the series a couple of times in some of our videos. So she gave me Disgaea 2 and got a letter with me in a Sly Cooper shirt being chased by Slenderman and his tentacles.
Yeah, we do want to. Female fans watch. I think her name is Taylor Pelican.
Have you
Yeah.
realized the controls for this game, the select button is last resort?
Here is from the band Uncle Gubsy. This is actually their album. It's cheap, I know, but you know.
Okay.
But I got this for $5. It came with a sticker and a can of Surge.
Oh, man. I love Surge.
He would have bought. You bought the album and got Surge. He would have bought the Surge and got the album.
It's true.
How'd you get the Surge no album?
For me, I was on a little bit of a Godzilla binge, so I got Godzilla Monsters on the NES because I'm doing the Godzilla creepypasta reading on my YouTube channel.
You should watch all of the videos.
And I also got Super Godzilla. So,
Because regular Godzilla just wasn't enough.
Well, you know, it's like the JVC Star Wars games. It's not Star Wars, it's Super Star Wars.
Super Star.
Yeah, it's Super Empire Strikes Back. It's Super Return of the Jedi.
right here.
I would love to know how you super return from something. Like, I am super back.
Luke just crashed through the wall.
Hey, kids!
It's Mark Hamill.
Oh, yeah!
You clean up from your life of hard drugs and you come back bursting into your family's lives. Ew!
Right here, me and my girlfriend Sabrina, there was a photo booth. So we decided to take a few pictures.
Oh.
Yeah.
I must have missed it too.
I didn't see this. Where was this at?
It was around where the food court was.
Oh.
You know when you
Which
walk,
is-
when you walk through
which
where
the-
the food court was and there was well
Well, I think we
Yeah,
haven't
sorry.
discussed that.
Which
Right.
Yeah.
which the other reason was the reason I bought this is because she also got a Zelda button.
Yeah.
So we wanted to match it.
I think this right here was probably the most expensive thing you got.
Yes, this is actually the most expensive. This is actually a reproduction cartridge of the first Clock Tower on the Super Nintendo. English
Because they never saw
translated.
an American release.
Yep.
Okay.
What we get would be the PS1 version, but it's a totally different story.
Okay, and it's also 3D.
Yeah. But really, to play this, you need a Super Nintendo mouse, which you can find easily online.
Okay.
But yeah,
You mean there's more use for that than besides Mario Paint?
Yeah. Like
AKA Splatoon 0.
the original price for this was $75, but we managed to bring it down to $65.
Yeah.
You know, because for a reproduction card, you know, can't be that much. I mean, I tried to get Sweet Home on the NES, again, repro, but that was sold. It was only $45.
Yeah, do what you can. Alright, and finally it's my turn. And holy shit.
We'll give the panning shot here first.
Alright, I just want to say this up in front right now. There's one thing I didn't do that I should have done immediately, is that I didn't write the names down on a lot of these donations. I tried to mitigate that at the tail end of the convention, but unfortunately I'm going to be unable to thank a lot of you guys by name for this one, but you guys know who you are. And I just want to say thank you so fucking much for going out of your way to grace me with your generosity for the sake of me having a good time, getting my opinion on something, trying to get more people to recommend this sort of game, and yeah, you're fucking real. I'm going to make videos for these games in the upcoming months, years, decades, if I'm there that long. And yeah, there's not much I can say that doesn't rub in how much I'm appreciative of what you guys did for me this past Too Many Games. And again, I have really not much to say. 'Cause I didn't really buy much for myself, except for a few things here. Like, I went to the Yeti with the T-shirts here because I pretty much buy all my video game T-shirts from them. This one's a little weird though, I'm not gonna lie, because this is pretty much just the Mega Man 2 cover on a blue shirt with none of the trademarks or the logos or titles. So I think they can get away with that technically. Splat Squad's what I really wanted, and I was almost bummed out because I was behind a couple, and they were looking at that shirt too. They're looking at the orange one, and then I overheard the vendor saying that we're out of this size on the orange one, and I thought he meant the Splat Squad video, the shirts in general, and I was like, oh shit, well I gotta go back to the website and look at there. Like, no, they actually had 3X of that, so I'm pretty happy about that. These right here are fan arts that were given to me. This is this picture of the guy in the Mario suit. He watches my channels, he knows who I am. I've spent the last 2 years. He's a great guy. We did Ring Around the Rosie again with his buddy Luigi. This was another drawing that was given to me. I appreciate that, good sir. And yeah, it just keeps going on and on because I got a ton of this stuff. And Freddie Joseph, thank you once again. I think he's in the DeviantArt community actually. So if I can't thank him properly here, I can definitely go on the DeviantArt page and thank him here. But yeah, really, the artist's renditions and the pictures really just speak for themselves. And I can't go on and on about how much this really means to me. Inspector Shot, that was a brain scratch joke. Yeah, I think his name was Alex, who actually made that animation. But it's I didn't get a chance to look at that just yet. This one over here. I think, oh, my Sonic 3 CD and Knuckles and Knuckles. Quick animation that I'm still trying to comprehend on what exactly I was on when I made that. Well, me and Ryan selected a joint effort on that one, and I want to make a proper sequel to that later on, maybe when the 25th anniversary happens. But yeah, he really went out of his way to make, because this all came from the same guy, Freddie Joseph, I believe. He even made a Brain Scratch, the comic book, I believe. This is the same guy. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to read this. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to read this, but I want to go ahead and just say thanks a lot, dude, because this like beats the shit out of a lot of things that I've seen throughout the years, I've experienced throughout the years. And I can't wait to share this with Ryan, Lewis, and Ted when we meet up again this week after we do Final Fantasy IX. You know, that'd be like the wonderful cherry on top of that glorious Sunday. You know, I'm looking forward to that. And I'm saying if my voice sounds a little dreary at the moment, I am wiped out, like I am emotionally and physically, because I can't fathom any sort of thought right now because how much this really means to me. And Clark and Bobby, I really do want to spend the time to thank you guys for this wonderful letter you wrote for me, and how we, as a single channel and as SGB, make your days, you know, easier to absorb. If you guys got shit going on in your lives, you guys, I hear tons of times how many times we fill the time up magnificently and just fill the time exactly. Put the camera down, god damn it.
Oh man.
And this was given to me from a fan. Mega Man X3 guides and notes, the Zero Project, and I was like, he need help with X3, and I kind of took it. I was like, I know how to play X3. I just don't think it's a good game.
You got a strategy guide on how to play X3?
Yeah, I think it's like, if you're gonna give me a strategy guide for anything, you give me a strategy guide on X7 on what exactly am I doing wrong to make that game any less enjoyable. But that's just but. This was an artist rendition of a kid. I forgot. He gave me a business card, actually. Is my wallet anywhere around here? Jacob Walkowitz, an artist and survivor of, I want to say, of colitis. Yeah. He has the condition.
Ultimate flight.
Yeah. He survived. He's a survivor of that, and he made this painting for me. I don't know how to respond to that. I really don't.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, I did that like 17 times.
It never gets any. He gave him a mention. It's important.
Yeah.
Alright.
We head up here. We get to the real money spenders right here. All right, so this is like we're getting into the stuff that I actually bought. This Majora's Mask Perler that I got from a fan who he runs his own vendor, and I saw that immediately. I was like, yeah, I want to get that because I'm a pretty big Majora's Mask nut. These are 2 CDs from the makers. Because I'm here for, it's not Ted or someone from Brain Scratch, so you listen to the makers. It's like, okay, I'll get out of my house. and I bought those 2Cs right now. Now, if we were looking at the things I spent the most money on, we tilt the camera slightly upwards. There we go.
Panning shot.
Amiibos. Now, the Jigglypuff was actually, I didn't spend any money on that. That was gracefully gifted to me from my uncle. I appreciate that. The Palutena one I did spend money on, as well as the Rosalina and Luma. Well, they're Japanese, I should say Rosetta and Chico. Rosetta and Chico. Chico. And Captain Falcon. Yeah, I probably spent a little more too than I wanted to on those amiibos, but you know, again, I like buying amiibos of characters I like using, or I just like the design of.
You have Amiibola, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I call it Amiibola.
Hashtag that.
Yeah.
Hashtag Amiibola.
Amiibola, and I don't know where the hell this came from. I put that away.
Get that out of here.
Just put that right there. I don't know what that's about. The more donations in the form of 64 games. Russ meant well by giving me Mission Impossible. The thing is, he didn't know that I already own Mission Impossible for the 64.
I'm trying to get you a review.
It's like double priority now. You have 2 Mission Impossible, so it's Missions Impossible.
More impossible.
WCW NWO, Bomberman Hero, Wheel of Fortune, Revolt, NBA Courtside 1 and 2. This one featuring Kobe Bryant.
Ooh.
And Knockout Kings 2000. I actually have that on the PlayStation 1. 2 copies of Knockout Kings. Yeah, I remember that game the most because there was a glitch that happened with me and Marky. I was Muhammad Ali, and I think he was Butterbean. And we go towards each other. In the first round, the first 5 seconds, we both do an underhook at the same time, and we knock each other out at the same time. And it was a TKO. I was like, well, I thought you need to be knocked out 3 times for that to happen. But okay, whatever. It's not a very chance you're going to see Muhammad Ali punch Butterbean in the face. But, Casper was a donation. Mother 3 was something I bought for myself because I am heavily considering reviewing the Earthbound, well, Mother series, I should say. And now that Mother 1 is officially out in America, as is Earthbound, Mother 3, I'm technically cheating because this is an English reproduction cartridge. But I'm not going to let that stop me. Willy Wombat, a Sega Saturn game that was also gratefully donated to me. And there's like, you know, I know we put the cameras on here earlier again, but again, these are all donations. Except for the top of the 4th wall, actually. I bought those too, because I'm a pretty big Linkar fan. I think he makes good and stuff.
Did a great panel.
Yeah, it was a pretty entertaining panel, I was going to say. That guy can read a script without flubbing up too much. I'm pretty envious. And of course, I love buying coffee mugs, large-size coffee mugs, because you know that's what I do. I drink coffee all the fucking time. I gotta stop. It's like I love these like it's like something like what Matt has. They're double-sided mugs, so there's a joke on each one. Like just add Moo Moo Milk, which has a silhouette of Pikachu for some fucking reason. Moo Moo Milk is an item in Generation 2. It comes from the milk tanks.
Yeah. You can milk anything with nipples.
Yeah, but I think Zelda though when I think Moo Moo Milk.
I have nipples, Ross.
Yeah, can you milk me?
Thank you.
And
there we go.
I get this because I can't let you brew that, Star Fox.
I didn't see that. That's awesome.
Yeah, the game converter, a Famicom to NES game converter that was given to me by a fan who attended the panel. I had to leave a little early. Then again, you guys, you know who you are, so thank you very much for that. And again, everything else is a donation. And except for this is another big item that I ended up buying. I was hoping I'd run into it. Not $75, but whatever. That is a Final Fantasy V English reproduction cart. Because, you know, I love Final Fantasy V Advance. I really do. I still think it's the best version of the game. But playing Final Fantasy V on the Super Nintendo with English translation is just a lot better for me in that regards. Because I just like the production values on the Super Nintendo a little more. And that about wraps it up for me personally. What?
Scoop so we can see some. Yeah. I did it at the beginning, but
yeah. Again, these were pretty much primarily all donations for future reviews and future videos, whether they be live streams or SGB playthroughs, whether or not the intent. I'm going to try and cover them all for as long as I live, because you guys went out of your way to do this for me. I'm going to go out of my way to do this stuff for you. That makes sense, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're still making sense, John. It's okay.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like, tell them to shut up. Take them out. And, of course, the most important thing, Excedrin, the headache medicine.
Advanced medicine for
Advanced medicine.
Well, you need that if we're going to be playing Virtual Boy later.
Yeah, that's true. One more shot of all of it.
And there you have it, folks. Then that is pretty much the end of our TooManyGames 2015 adventure. Didn't get as much live footage as I wanted to, admittedly, because I spent about 85% of the con talking to people. Signing things, shooting the shit, taking pictures.
Shaking hands.
Yeah, shaking hands.
Yeah. Signing dildos.
Signing
Paneling.
Signing dildo.
Signing underwear.
Signing underwear at one point, and that was very interesting.
Wow. Yeah, anytime you know about signing a dildo.
Derposaurus Rex. But it's like, no one will understand you like I do.
We don't know where that's been.
Honestly, there's not much I can say. Next year, I plan on bringing the Brain Scratch crew with me, in addition to the SGB crew. So I hope you guys look forward to that potential collab.
And the Burly Men.
And the Burly Men, yeah.
We exist.
So, with all that said, thank you all so much for watching. You have yourselves a fantastic night, and take care. Thank you.